Hello everyone and welcome. I do not have a name for this show, so please feel free to give me any suggestions in the comments or whatnot. But I am Jimmy and I am here to talk about Big Brother Canada 3. I'm so excited, so glad that it's back. I couldn't wait for it to start. Now that it has, I'm just gonna be on the edge of my seat, waiting for every Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday to come around. I can't wait to watch every single episode this season. It's going to be a great season. I can feel it. And today I'm going to talk about all the house guests, their initial interviews, the first impressions, and then of course I'm going to talk about the first episode. So if you haven't seen the first episode, you might not want to watch the whole video because I will be saying what happened. So spoiler. If you have seen it, you know what happens. But if you haven't seen it, you need to go watch it. Or of course you can listen to me tell you what happens. But it will be better just to watch because a lot happens. So let's just get started right away, shall we? I actually taped this video before. It ended up being like 50 minutes and then it didn't publish. So this is my second go at this, but I can never stop and I can never get enough talking about Big Brother, and hopefully the second time around it's gonna be better. So I'm ready. I'm ready. And the first person I'm gonna talk about is Ashley Woods, the blonde girl of the season. A lot of people have been hating on Ashley, and I don't know why. They don't think she's gonna do that good, but I think she will. Out of all the girls, she seemed like the most um, down to earth one, really, is a word for me to use, I guess. She seemed like she'll get along with the girls. She seemed like she's gonna show mix with the guys. Probably Zach of all people. Zach is not gonna be as good as Zach from Big Brother US, but he still got some potential. But we aren't talking about him right now. We're talking about Ashley. She is very pretty, of course. So I think she'll definitely find herself in a showmance for sure. I can see that happening. But she seems kind of laid back, relaxed. She doesn't seem too annoying, which I thought she might be at first, but she does. She didn't give me that vibe. She seems like a very sort of relaxed girl, not too loud, not too crazy. And I think if she is that way, she has a good shot. She's one of my top picks for girl wise. Especially if she gets into showmans and stuff, she'll have that protection if they're not like, oh, everyone got to the showmans this season. But I don't think they will, because I think there's going to be a lot of them. So a lot of people are saying she's going to be easy out, quick out. She's going to annoy everyone. I don't see it. I think she's going to be pretty good at the game. I don't know if she's exactly going to know what's going on. I think she said she was a fan, though. So if she is a fan, then surely she'll have some strategic plan going in there. A lot of people want to be just social, which everyone can't be the best social game player, but maybe she can. Probably not. But I think she'll do okay. I think she'll definitely be one of the females that will make jury this season. So that's good if you have her picked in some kind of fantasy game. I'm sure my words of encouragement are your liking right now. But yeah, I like Ashley. I think she's one of the better girls this season. I think she has a chance, but we won't spend any more time on her because why? We're gonna go on to Bobby, someone who I don't think has a chance at all. I see him being another Tom or Andrew from last season. The big guys who think they gotta win all the competitions, show off a little bit, and then of course they show off too much. They're too big of a threat, and they go week 4 or 5. Let's see this happening for this guy all over again, and I could be wrong. A lot of people do think I'm wrong. A lot of people think he's gonna be entertaining. He's gonna gel well with Alice, and he's not gonna be this big muscly guy who tries to show off. But I think he might be. Um, it's iffy at this point. I don't know. I don't really care for the guy. He might change my opinion as the game goes by, but so far I didn't really see anything from him. I didn't like his interview. He's a rock climb instructor or whatever, so he's obviously into physical stuff, and he's adventurous, and I think that will make him want to do well in the comps. So I don't think he's going to be one to throw one. So if your fantasy is comp based, well, that would be good for you. But I don't think it's going to be good for him. I think it's going to get him an early boot, probably pre-jury boot. That's my prediction on that. I could be wrong. We will have to wait and see. Just like we will have to wait and see what in the world this next girl is going to do. It is our plus size model from New York, Brittany Blair, 25 years old, from Canada, but is was living in New York, being a model. She seems nice. She seems like a friendly girl. I don't think she'll be too catty. I don't know. She might though. Um, she might. Hopefully she doesn't get the model curse, which I think is like a week 2 eviction. But I don't know. I don't know if she's gonna gel well with everyone though. That's the thing with her. I can't decide yet. She has the potential to, but then again, she has a potential to be kind of an outsider and not really find her niche in the house. I don't know if she'll get in a showmance, which I think could be better for her if there's chemistry with someone there. But don't know if I see it happening for her. Um, so I haven't been able to get a read on her much, but I like her. She seems like a nice girl, but then again, nice people don't really do good at Big Brother. Could be the same for her. We're gonna have to wait and see. But someone who I do think is gonna be good. He is my favorite right now for winning the game, and he wasn't my favorite in the interviews, but after watching the first episode, he is, and I am talking about none other than Jordan Parhar, Superfan. Superfan, Superfan, Superfan. I always love Superfans. I love rooting for them. They love the show. Why wouldn't I root for them? Because I love the show too. But of course, Superfans don't always make the best players. But I think he's gonna make a pretty good player. And at first, I felt like he may be one of those that gets swept away, caught up in the game, and gets a little naive at times, and that's what messes him up. But after watching the first episode, I get an Ian vibe from him, which I actually get a really Ian vibe from him, and he's actually pretty funny. But he's kind of a nerdy character, I guess you can say. So he might have a little bit of trouble fitting in at first, like Ian did. But Ian was very smart. He knew the game backwards and forwards. I think Jordan's the same way, and so I can see him. I can see him going far. I can see him potentially winning. He's probably my top pick right now because I got that Ian vibe from him. Ian was definitely a great player and overshadowed a little bit because Dan was in that season. But if he's smart and he plays the strategic game and he doesn't get ahead of himself, I think he can do good as long as he fits in socially. I think that's going to be his hardest thing, but who knows? We might even see this guy in a showmance if any of the girls like little nerdy guys in there. That would be interesting to have him in a showmance. I think it'd be better if he wasn't. I think it'd be better aligned with some guy, but we'll see. I have high hopes for Jordan. Hopefully he lives up to them. Another superfan. We're moving on to another superfan. We have a lot of them this season. But this is our bud tender, which I don't exactly know what it is. Something to do with marijuana, I'm assuming. Which I guess it's legal in that part of Canada. I'm not sure. Well, it has to be. That's their job. I mean, I don't think has to be legal in that part of Canada, I guess. Anyways, her name is Sarah with an H because apparently this is the season of saying people's names and repeating a letter in them. I don't know what to think about Sarah. She reminds me a lot of Christine, and I did not like Christine last season at all. She said she was a super fan and her game sucked. Quite frankly, I didn't see any good in it, and hopefully Sarah isn't the same because I don't want to see another super fan going into the show saying they're gonna make these moves or they're a super fan. They should be there to win, and they should do. I mean, of course, not everyone's gonna do good in the game. Big Brother isn't made for everyone, so they might think they're doing good but I always want super fans to do good because those are the people who've been watching the show forever. They love it. It's their dream to be on there, and who doesn't want them to do good, So I do hope she does good, but she's an outcast. She has that Christine look. So I think it might be hard for her to fit in. I mean, it wasn't too hard for Christine to fit in, I don't think. So hopefully she can kind of do that like Christine, which is the only thing I want her to do like Christine, and that's fit in with the people there. And if she can do that, if she can find her little niche, maybe a little outcast alliance, she could have a chance. She could have a chance to go pretty far in the game if she's as smart as a super fan should be. She seems kind of smart. She should know what to do in the game. She should be strategic. So Sarah, I'm very interested to see what she has to offer because I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen with Sarah yet. So I'm very interested to see. the next person also reminds me of someone from last season of Big Brother US, and also reminds me of not reminds me of someone from Big Brother Canada too, but physically has the attributes of that, and that might be a downfall in his game too. And I'm talking about none other than the quarterback Zach, who's probably not going to be as entertaining as our Zach in the U.S. from last season, but probably will be a better game player in my mind. A lot of people are down on this guy. They think he's going to be cocky. They think he's going to be an asshole, quite frankly, which I think a lot of it stems from a tweet he sent Peter Brown in the Shield where he's talking crap, I guess. I haven't read it, so I don't know. Which is also makes it funner to see him in the show, because if you're going to talk crap about a previous house guest, you better go in and you better do good. It's different to give your opinion on their game, but if you go personally to their Twitter and talk smack to them, and now you're in the house, well, you better put up, because you can't talk. You gotta walk the walk if you're gonna talk the talk, you know. So it's very interesting to see what Zach will do. But I think he's gonna be charming. I think he's gonna be charming with the ladies. I think he's gonna be bros with the bros, and that's a pretty good strategy. If the ladies like you and the guys like you, well, then no one wants to get rid of you, right? Until you become too likable. So probably see him in a showmance with Ashley, who I was talking about earlier, a lovely little blonde this season. I can definitely see them together, and that might not be too bad for him if there's other showmans in the house and it doesn't put a target on him. But yeah, I think he's gonna be charming. I think he's gonna be bros with some of the guys. Probably there's gonna be a guys alliance this year, I'm sure. And I think he has a chance to definitely make it to jury and possibly pull what Cody did last year. That's who I relate him to a lot. If Cody was very charming and he had a pretty good social standing with everyone, so if Zach can do the same thing, I think he can make it to a final three, final two situation. Then again, Cody had Derek kind of protecting him along the way, which Zach could also do. Zach could find that in Jordan or potentially one of the other super fans this season, and that person, you know, kind of puppets him along to the end. So I have high hope. I have better hopes than for Zach than a lot of people do already. I think he can definitely make jury. Maybe even final three or two. It's just depends on how charming he actually is. He has that tall, dark, and handsome look, which I think will naturally come across as charming, and as long as he doesn't mess that up by talking too much and is actually a charmer with his words, I think he might do pretty good. And next we have the father of the house, Bruno. He's not the oldest person there, but he's one of the older people there. And he has that older vibe about him too. Professional gamer, supposedly. I don't know. I don't remember the game he said he was the professional at. Really don't care. Because really the only thing I can see it helping him with is maybe patience, because you have to sit there and play the game so much to be a top gamer. It might be a strategic game, which could help him a little bit, I guess. But it's not. You know, this isn't video games. This is Big Brother. There's a lot more that goes into it than moving a controller. Also, I think he's going to be an outcast. I don't see Bruno making it past the first 4 weeks of this house. I don't think he's going to be able to shake that father role and sort of the old person role. Excuse me. The hiccups, I think. By the way, I'm drinking chocolate milk. It is a love of mine. I love chocolate milk. No, I'm not the milkman Emmett from season 1. Sorry to disappoint any of the ladies that are watching, wishing to see the milkman. That is not me. But I do love chocolate milk. But back to Bruno. That's who we're talking about. That's who the focus is on. He gave me an Enzo vibe at first, but I don't think he's going to be like Enzo at all. Which I was hoping he would, because a lot of people were down on Bruno. So I was hoping he would be like an Enzo, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to bring up his kids way too much, and I know you're going to miss your kids. It's your kids. It's understandable, but that's a really big downfall in the Big Brother game, because it's almost like a sympathy card, you know. No one wants to everyone wants to give money to someone that's going to help their kids out, right? I don't think you'll find anyone that says, no, I don't want to give money to someone that's going to improve their kid's life. And that's a big thing when it comes to voting in the end. Some people might think that, well, people are going to get personal with their vote and be swayed because he has kids and he wants to help them out with the money. And I think that's a detriment to any parent that comes in the game. And so why we don't see a lot of parents win Big Brother. I think that's going to just hurt Bruno even more, his age and that, and he's just going to be an outcast. And I think he'll be gone within the first 4 weeks. But the next person is not going to be an outcast at all, and I hope he stays around for a long, long time because I think he is Big Brother Canada Gold. And his name starts with a G2, and yes, I'm talking about none other than Godfrey. Oh, Godfrey. Godfrey seems like a super chill guy, super cool guy. He's cocky, which not in the way that irritates you, but more in the way that you find it funny and you want to see more of. He's like the guy that we might love to hate, and everyone loves to watch that person, right? If he can play if he plays the villain role and he's actually strategic, he says he watches the game, he says he watches the show, he's a fan of the show, so he should have a strategic plan going in there and kind of know how to work around it. And if he can do that and he plays the evil card, he will be golden TV. You will love to watch him because every villain I've seen I've loved to watch. Even the people that aren't good at it, like Zach from Big Brother 16 was a horrible villain. He wasn't good at it at all, but it was still funny to see him fail. And then you have the good villains, of course, like the evil Dr. Will, best of all time. I will say that every time when I do a show because he is. And then Dan coming close to second, sure, with Mike Boogie. But so Godfrey could be one of our first really villains of the show in Big Brother Canada. I guess there hasn't really been many villains. I guess you can say Peter was in a way, but not really. Alec, I think, liked to think he was a villain, but I don't see them really as villains. I think Godfrey could be our first villain if he lives up to my expectations, which I really hope he does, because I think people will love it. Make for great TV. But I could also just see him being the likable guy in the house if he doesn't take on this villain role and he just has fun with everyone and has a good time, which isn't going to hurt him either. I don't see any way in which this guy's going to go home early. I think he'll get in an alliance. He'll be the fun. No one's going to want to evict a fun guy the first few weeks. You want it to be a fun household, right? So I think Godfrey has a good chance. I like him, and I want him to do good. I want to see a villain role come out of him. See the evil, nothing better than that, right? I love evil players, by the way. Any person that people hate is going to be my favorite. I'm going to root for him because they're not. He's the type that's going to stab someone in the back and then go in the diary room and laugh about it. That's what I like. I don't want someone who's going to go in the diary room and be like, oh, I can't believe I lied to this person. Why would I do that? I'm such a horrible person. I knew lying was going to be in this game, but I didn't think I was going to do it. No, I don't like that. Go to the diary room and laugh. Be like, I can't believe this person is falling for this. Have they watched me all season? I lie to everyone. This is Big Brother. What are they thinking? And I think Godfrey's going to be that guy, and I can't wait for it. I want it. There needs to be more people that realize that Big Brother is a game at the end. Leave your emotions at the door. Leave your morals at the door. Go in there, lie, cheat, do whatever you have to, stab people in the back. Because ultimately everyone has to go but one person. Well, two, but then you even have to beat them. You got to throw them under the bus, run them over, back it back up to win the game. That's just what you got to do. So I'd want someone in there who's going to stab people in the back, go in the diary room and laugh about it as they're walking their way. That's the person they stabbed in the back is walking their way out the door. That's what I want. And next, though, on to the next one. We talked about Godfrey for a little bit. I got on a rant there. But we have got Greg. It's like Craig with a G. He's our pro baseball player, and oh man, I didn't like this guy in his interview at all. But the first episode, he was pretty funny, and I've changed my mind about him a little bit. I think he'll be able to socialize a little better than I thought he would. So maybe he won't be as early as possible. But this guy is going to be hilarious. Why? Because he doesn't want to tell people he's a pro baseball player. So what does he do? What does he do? Well, no, the answer isn't he's going to pretend he's a high school baseball coach. No, he's going to pretend he's a Costco manager. And he went and apparently talked to the manager at Costco to get information about the job. But a job is your daily routine. You go to your job every single day. and everyone in the house is going to talk about their jobs and talk about their daily lives, and he's not going to be able to keep that sham up for 70 something days. There's just no way. He's going to get caught up in his lies. He's not going to be able to do it. And if there's another person who worked at Costco, he's screwed. This guy, his lie, that one lie is going to be the downfall of his whole game. There's no way he's going to be able to keep that up. And I think it's going to be hilarious to watch him try. That's going to be the funniest part of Greg here. Watching him try to keep this lie up and probably fail miserably, and that's why he's going to be evicted. We all know that if you come into the house and you lie right off the bat and people find out you lied about that, no one's going to be able to trust you again. You lied from the very beginning of the game. Everything you told them up to then is going to be questionable whether you lied about it or not. We saw that with Frankie with his sister, which was a much better thing to lie about. So I definitely don't have high hopes for Greg here because of his little lie. I think that lie is going to be what sends him out the door. But next person, Neha, Dr. Sexy Neha. She's my favorite girl so far, probably. She seems smart. She says she's a fan of the show. Independent woman. I don't think she's gonna have a problem, stabbing some people in the back, stepping on some toes, clawing and scratching her way to the final two, if that's possible. If she gets in a showmates, I think it's even better for some protection if it's with someone who's seen as a bigger threat than her. And I think she'll have a pretty decent time socializing with everyone. She might be a little catty at times, because I think a lot of the girls will be this season, but she can avoid that the best she can, not get on too many people's nerves, and really work her assets. I think she even said she was going to do that. Work her looks with the guys. She could have a good shot, especially because she's smart and she seems strategic. I think those make for the best women in Big Brother, unless they're competition beasts. It usually either goes one way. You either get a Janelle / Rachel who just tries to win everything, or you get the women like pretty much both Danielle from season 3, 7, and Danielle from season 8 and 13 maybe. Yeah, those two were pretty strategic women, and they did pretty good. So if she's a strategic woman, I have high hopes for her. I think she can do pretty well in this game. She's one of my favorite women. A lot of the women I don't really like, besides her, Sarah, and Ashley are probably my favorite. And just those three, the other ones I don't really have high hopes for. So hopefully she can do something, because Big Brother Canada has been one guy and one girl winner, but Big Brother US, there hasn't been as many girl winners, I don't think. I could probably go through them real quick. Season 3, Season 4, Season 6, I believe. 7, 8, 9, and 10 were all guys. 11 was Jordan. 12 was a guy. 13 was Rachel, and I think that's 5 right there. And then I don't think another girl has won since Rachel. So, yeah, I think there's only been 5 girl winners out of the 16 American seasons, and then 1 girl winner in Big Brother Canada. So, it would be nice to see another girl winner, maybe, but I really think all the girls are screwed too, because we had Netta play last season, who's by far probably one of the best girls to play Big Brother ever, and they're gonna have to come and compete against that. That's who they're gonna be judged against. It's the previous season, and Netta's great gameplay. So it's really an uphill battle for all the girls. Even if they do good in the game, they're gonna be compared to Netta. So pretty much they have to win or just really do great to even surpass that. So Neha might have a chance. Who knows? We will definitely find out. The next one on the list is Willow Tree in here. I don't like her. I don't like her at all. I don't know her really though either. Watched her interview. I didn't get much from that. First episode, she wasn't in it a lot. So I have no clue what she's going to be like. She said she's crazy and fun and whatnot, but a lot of girls say that. She might interact well, she might not. I have no clue. I don't think she's going to be that entertaining, to be honest. I could be wrong. We'll see within the first week or so. But I think I'm gonna be right. I don't think she's gonna be that entertaining. I think she might be the type of girl that just showmances with a guy, and just we kind of forget about her. She's just the girl in the showmance with that one guy. So I don't know. Willow's not a big fan. I'm not gonna spend that much time talking about her because there's not really much to say. So on to our gay guy of the season, Johnny Boy, Johnny. He's my one of my picks in my Big Brother fantasy thing that I'm in. So hopefully he does pretty good. Hopefully he's like a Johnny Bananas of the challenge and has a great social game. Who knows? But I don't know. It's tough for this guy. I like him. He's a super fan. Again, we have a lot of super fans this season. But at the same time, I don't know if he. I think this is going to be a season of a guys' lines, and I don't know if he's going to be in that. Hopefully, he can be a sub alliance to them or something. Be a duo with one of the guys in that alliance. Because I like him. I think he can. I think he's smart. I think he's strategic. If he can not, if he can avoid the drama, be flamboyant and get a lot of people's attention. I think he could go far in the game. He's definitely needs to play a low key. He doesn't need to win anything. Just be a very social talker. Have a lot of people on his side and stuff. I think Johnny could do good. I hope he does. He's on my team, so I'm rooting for him. Speaking of the people on my team, I also have Kevin as a pick. He was my number one pick going in, but I think I've replaced him with Jordan. I really see these two going back and forth. I think one week people will like Jordan, next week people will like Kevin more. If they're as good as we all hope they will be. I don't know. Kevin might be too cocky though. He has a way with words. He is one slick man. His interview was by far the best. Um, but that doesn't mean too much. If people get on to him that he's really good with words and they see how slick he is and find out that he's really manipulative and he can do pretty much whatever. I don't know. He might not last as long as people might think if people get onto him early. His best chance is starting an alliance and being kind of the mastermind behind that and pulling the strings and not being seen a lot like Derek did last year. I could see Kevin playing the same kind of game. He's a professional poker player, so not that that's like an undercover cop, not at all. But he should be able to read people at least to some degree, not to the same level as Derek was, but to some degree he should be able to read people. And there's a lot of strategy. There's some strategy involved with poker because I play myself, so maybe he can think ahead of time, and it's always going to be steps ahead of the people you're against. That will keep you on your toes. So if he can do that, if he can be the strategist everyone wants him to be, and stays on top of the game and doesn't get confident or over cocky, he could very well win the game. But I think that's going to be hard for him. I think he has a big ego, and I think it's going to be hard to tone down and stay in the shadows for him. I think he's going to want to be the forefront of the show. A lot of super fans do though. A lot of super fans' downfall is they either play too hard because they think they have to, or they want to play to the fans too much. Which I have no problem playing to the fans. If I got on the show, I probably want to do the same thing because as a fan, you want to be entertaining. Last thing you want to be is boring. So I don't know about Kevin. I want him to do good. I want him to live up to all the hype and all the potential everyone's giving him, but he might fall short. It might be another Nick Uhas situation where everyone loves him pre-interview and stuff, and then he gets an early boot. Hope it doesn't happen, because I like him, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And next, we have Risha the Cougar. She's very good looking, but she's extremely tall as well, and that's going to be her detriment. And we haven't really seen this, I don't think. We haven't really seen a woman that is just intimidating from a physical presence. We see that with the guys all the time, and they're usually pre-jury evictees because they're just so buff and big, and everyone's like they're gonna win everything. And I think that's how they're gonna feel. All the girls are gonna be intimidated by her because she's so tall. Just a physical presence about her is gonna be intimidating, and I think that's gonna be very hard for her to overcome. Plus, she's the oldest person in the house, which is another thing. No, I mean it always seems like the old person, with the exception of a few people, don't make it very long. Don't know why, but this is a young cast too. very young cast. So I mean, she has an uphill battle to climb, and I don't think it's gonna. I think she's gonna be evicted within the first few weeks. I don't see Risha doing anything good unless she can stick her little claws into some of these young guys and manipulate them a lot. But I don't see it happening. I see her going out pretty quick. Depends though. Who knows? I mean, the guys could just dominate a lot of the HOH competitions, and if she can be the cougar like she says she is, she might be able to sway their minds and not get nominated. It's hard to say, but I don't know. I don't think she's gonna last too long in the game. Definitely don't see her making it to jury. Next person is the person I want to be evicted first. Oh, I want her gone so bad, and that is Peely or Pilar, or however you say her name. She laughs at her own jokes, and it's just so annoying. Anyone who laughs at their own jokes needs to go home or be evicted. I wouldn't want anyone in my place that's gonna laugh at every single joke they tell, even when they're not telling a joke. They'll just be talking and they're like, ha 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 ha. If I did that this whole show, no one would want to watch me. Hopefully people do. Yeah, I'm talking to y'all. Hey. But I don't know. She just drives me insane. I don't know what it is. Everyone compared her to Tala, which was I hated it. I hated it because Tala is my favorite woman Big Brother player of all time, and no, it's not because of her strategic mind. She is just the most adorable, funny, cute, just bubbly, awesome personality the show Big Brother Canada's ever seen. She was just so much fun to have on the show, and this girl is not the next Tala. There cannot be another Tala. Tala's one of a kind. Um, this girl is just Peely, and she's time to send her home already. I'm tired of hearing her laugh at her own jokes, and I definitely don't want to listen to that for 70 days. So hopefully she's the first one evicted. I really hope so, because I cannot stand to listen to Peely for that long, especially her laugh. So, and next we have Cindy with an S. And as I said earlier, this is the season where people pronounce the letters that are in their name to make sure you know how it's spelled. Um, Cindy with an S. Where do we start with Cindy with an S? I'm going to transition into talking about the first episode because she's a big part of it. I'm talking now about her, but I'll go ahead and start with I hated her preseason interviews. I hated her. I didn't think I would like her at all, but my tone is changing just a little bit from the first episode. Now I'm a little iffy about her. I might like her. Who knows? Mainly probably because she's trying to showmance with Kevin. And I wouldn't be opposed to him showmancing with her if it didn't hurt his game. She's not. I mean, she thinks she's prettier than she is, but still, it could be an interesting duo with him too. I don't think she's that. I think she's somewhat smart, so it could be interesting. But let's talk about the first episode since I've transitioned into that. Boy, was it a first episode. Let's just start off with the house. The house was amazing. Something we don't see in the U.S. very often. That we see in Canada a lot. You know, they put a lot of pride into their house, and they should definitely be proud this time. It's beautiful. The whole key thing they had going on, it was so cool. They have a vault in there. The theme definitely makes sense with the thing they're trying to say. How Canada has the key to unlock all these twists. It's crazy. The house is awesome. I wish US would kind of step it up a little bit and have cooler houses. Although I mean, I've never been a really decor kind of guy, but it is more appealing to the eye just watching the whole show. Sure you're focused on the people, but you are looking at the background the whole time. And I know I can't say much with my wall here, but it's definitely awesome. It's definitely an awesome house. Definitely gonna be cool to see all the rooms and whatnot. Because I mean, a lot of the stuff was. Well, let me just go into the first twist. They walk into the house and they have nothing. They don't have a couch. They don't have table. They don't have food. They don't have beds. They don't have blankets. None of this stuff. They're gonna have to fight and work hard for every single thing in the house. It's crazy, mind-blowing. It's pretty awesome too for multiple reasons that I'm going to get into here in a second. Chocolate milk break, I love it. But yeah, this twist seems small, And it seems kind of awful to do too. Like, oh, these people they're so excited. They just moved into the Big Brother Cannon house just to find out that it's empty and they got to work for their own stuff. They have them working for their own bags. They can only pack one bag. Supposedly, I'm sure they get more stuff. They have to pack in 24 hours or whatever, or right now. Um, but then they don't even get their stuff. They got to fight for that too. Um, so it's crazy. And two things I think are going to happen. One, I think it might take out floaters very early, which would be interesting. Because I mean, I think we'll all agree that no one likes floaters really. No one likes watching a floater make it to the end, well, I was gonna say Sabrina, and I'm right about that too. But more along the lines of Victoria. No one likes to see that. And I think it might take them out. And the reason I say this because if they have to do competition, we don't really know exactly what they have to do to get their stuff back. They just said it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. But if they have to do competitions and there's people that just aren't holding up for the team and it's causing them not to get their stuff back or lose some of their stuff, people are going to be irritated with those people, especially starting off with nothing. They're already going to be irritated from the beginning. So not being able to get their stuff back because someone didn't perform, it's gonna cause a little bit of anger towards that person. And in the first few weeks, we all know that's all it takes is to get them nominated and evicted is one little thing because they don't really know anyone and they're still working their alliances out and all that. So I think very early on, these people that if they don't show up in the competitions to get their stuff back and they're floating, they could be easy targets to get rid of the first few weeks. So that could be a very interesting result of the twist. And another thing is they're just going to go crazy. I know the first night they're going to have to sleep on the floor. They don't have nothing. I don't think they get blankets. And that's going to just drive them nuts. Because usually that doesn't get that way. Probably I haven't been in the house, so I wouldn't know. But I'm pretty sure it wouldn't get that way till after the first few weeks, because you're just excited to be there. You're excited to get to know everyone. Everyone's probably getting along because it's so early in the game. It hasn't really started yet. But I mean, this is they don't have nothing, so they're gonna just be irritated right at the beginning. They're gonna be on edge, and I think there's gonna be a lot of confrontation, a lot of fighting in the first few weeks, and I can't wait. It's gonna make for great TV. I think they might have done it for that very reason. I think people are tired of seeing the whole first 2 weeks where everyone's getting along and the House is voting in majority because they just want everyone to be happy and have peace. And I think Big Brother Canada is like, screw that this year. You know you were coming into Big Brother. You know you're not going to like everyone. You know you're going to argue. And we want you to do it right from the beginning. And I think it's going to make for great TV. I think it's a pretty interesting twist. And one that doesn't affect the game all that much. So I'm really fond of that twist. However, where it gets me is I think this might be a season of a lot of twists, and I don't know if I'm going to be fond of that because twists are really hit and miss. We've seen it a lot in Big Brother US, especially the past few years. MVP, Battle of the Block, America's Alliance, or whatever. No one really, I mean, those twists really sucked, and while they might have good potential, it wasn't executed right. And you could throw in one good twist, and then the next week, if you have a twist that really sucks and ruins the game and gets out of fan favorite or something, it's not gonna be good. You know, we're not gonna like it. It could potentially mess up the show, but I'm hoping it doesn't. I hope it's all awesome twist and whatnot. Not too many that it sends the whole house going crazy, but just enough to make the game interesting and keep it interesting. But also, it depends on what it is, because we could see the producers having a bigger hand in it now if there's a bunch of twists to choose from, and they sort of present it at a time they choose to manipulate the show in some way. Like, say a fan favorite leaves, and then they decide, oh Canada, do you want to send someone back in the house because it's kind of boring? That could be a good manipulation, but there could be other manipulations that are bad, like the first 5 kind of got screwed last year, which made for some interesting TV, but it really messed up their game, and they had a very good kind of game plan going on. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the whole twist thing plays out, because they have the vault, and supposedly Canada holds the key to unlocking all these twists. So it's going to be interesting for sure. But man, the first episode was so filled. There's so much to talk about because right after that, everyone was the HOH. Which is crazy, right? They're like, oh, how does that work? Well, each of them had to nominate two people in the diary room, and it was actually, I didn't like it at first. I was like, oh gosh, this is stupid. Like, why would they do that? But then it was kind of cool because you got to see where everyone's head was at right off the bat. Did they put up, you know, did they say a strong person's name? Were they already trying to play the game really hard, or did they just kind of go with what majority? And most people went with majority. Most people I weren't shocked. There's a lot of Bruno names, a lot of Sarah, a few Sarahs, but the end it was, yeah, Pee Wee was said some too. But in the end it was Risha and Cindy with an S. I'm pretty sure Cindy with an S got picked because she said her names like that, and she said it like 5 times, so that's the only name people can remember. So of course when they go in there, I would have said Cindy with an S too. So she got nominated and Risha got nominated. Not really a surprise. I could have saw that coming. Risha's super tall, Cindy's super annoying. Same thing, right? So I wasn't surprised at that. But then what happened next, I was surprised, is they did a veto right after that first veto competition. They drew names, and Bobby was picked, Zach was picked, Kevin was picked, and for some reason I can only think of 5 people that were picked. And as I said, I was talking about this earlier and it didn't upload. I still can't think of the 6th person. I have no clue who it was. But obviously they weren't that influential in the game anyways, if I don't remember who it was. So it was a pretty cool POV comp though. Actually, most of you probably saw it if you're still watching, and if you're just watching because you don't want to go back and watch the show and you missed it, well, I'll explain it a little bit. It was a veto puzzle on this side, and they had to go up this like cargo net thing, and then across it and down, and then they got their puzzle piece and went back to the puzzle, and they did that till they had all their puzzle pieces, and they had to solve the puzzle. Of course, you have Bobby, the mountain climber, jumping it with like one hop, showing off. Of course, like I said, he probably would. And if people paid any attention to that, they're gonna see him as a threat now, which I think is the most stupidest thing he could have done. But maybe they're not. Maybe they're just like, who cares? And then, but the guys were smoking the girls at that part, like getting the puzzle pieces. Arisha even was like about to throw up at one point, like she was dying, it seemed like, but she managed to get through it somehow and keep going. Kevin was the first one to finish this puzzle because it was the funniest thing too, because Bobby was killing it, and then he got to the puzzle and he was just completely lost. So maybe that helped him out a little bit. Maybe people were like, oh, well, he's physical, but look, he can't solve a little veto puzzle and it makes a V. So there's that. So that could have helped him. But yeah, Kevin was the first one done, and this is what changed my opinion about Kevin. Is he went back over and there was a little dial. It was 3 numbers, and it was a code to unlock the safe in which the final piece of the puzzle was locked in. And he said this smart thing where it's like, oh, well, there's only 100 and something combinations you can do. So he's sitting here slowly turning the numbers, just slowly turning them, trying every combination. No pep in his step, which I don't think this would have been a bad veto to win. I don't think it would have made you seem like a threat, because in the end, you're really keeping everyone safe from being a replacement nominee. So the only people that are going to be mad at you are the people that are on the block. So it really wouldn't have been that bad a win, but it didn't seem like he was really trying. It just seemed like he was, oh, I have this locked in, no one's coming, I'll get the number eventually, I'm confident. And what happened? Cindy with an S comes out of nowhere, finishes her puzzle, runs across, and then she's doing the dial. And it's like she thinks she can hear the clicks, and I'm pretty sure that Big Brother just added like a noise sounds over it, so it sounded like they were actually clicking. Pretty sure she didn't do that. I think she just got lucky, and she figured out the code, and she ended up winning the power of veto. And this is what I will always say, is that in half the time, comps, anyone can win. People who say they're comp beast or whatever, they're not comp beasts. Like, they're the only ones trying to win, probably, because most people don't want to win. So I mean, because really in the dial, it's whoever gets lucky and gets the number first. I doubt that she could actually hear the clicking, and even with Kevin's 160 possibilities, it could have been the very last one he tried. So it was all a matter of luck, really. And once you got the puzzle done, it's anyone's race. And she just happened to get really lucky. Um, so she wins. Of course, she uses it on herself, and she gets to name the replacement nominee, which I don't know. I figured the third person with the most votes should have just got named, but it is what it is. I guess she named Peely, so I'm not really upset with it because I want Peely to go home. So that was fine with me. Um, but it could have been worse. She could have named a big target, and who knows what would have happened then. So she won, and her diary room sessions when she won, that's what kind of made me. She had like a cat or a um, Paula vibe from U.S. Where she seemed more fun and outgoing, a little bit excited, and that's the side I hope to see more of her. I hope I don't see the annoying, oh I'm so pretty side of her. Maybe she'll showmance with Kevin, and it'll be a fun little cute couple type thing. So I'm not too hating on Cindy with an S right now, as long as she stops saying Cindy with an S, because now she has me stuck doing it. But yeah, so that's not bad. And there was a lot of funny things actually. This thing, Jordan, when she introduced herself as Cindy with an S, he said, "Oh hey Cindy, I'm Jordan with a J." That was a very funny moment. There's other funny moments too. Johnny, when his intro video, when they were showing him at home, he was praying to the Big Brother God, saying, "Oh please don't let me be the next Neil." Super funny. So there's a lot of funny moments. I think we're gonna have a very funny cast, and it's gonna be full of entertaining moments. But like I said, it was a crazy night because the twist didn't stop there. At the end, they announced that they were gonna be Canada was gonna be the deciding person to figure out who was the first person evicted. They get to choose between Risha and Peely. I had to look at my paper because I forgot her name already. Peely. I hope Canada sends her home because she's awful. And Risha, here's the thing about this. I doubt they're gonna let the house guests know that Canada's choosing who to evict, so they're all gonna be planning on who to evict. And if they plan they want to evict Risha, and she stays, well, that's just gonna make Risha an easier target for the next week, because then everyone's gonna be safe. They're just gonna agree, oh well, let's get Risha out. So I think Risha's chances, even if she stays this week and Peely goes home, are even worse. Just because she could be ostracized from the house this week just because she's on the block. So I think either one of them that comes off isn't going to last long in this game. Risha has a better chance though. That's why I hope she stays, because if the guys win, maybe she can use some of her cougar ways and sink those claws into those young guys and get them to keep her around for a little bit. That would be interesting to see. I think she has a lot more to offer. Um, that was pretty much the end of the episode. They ended with that, but I'll go on to talk about for a few minutes. I'm going on 40 something minutes here, so I mean, hopefully y'all enjoy hearing me talk about Big Brother and are huge fans like I am. But I'll just go on to finish how I sort of see the season going thus far. I mean, it's just a prediction, really. I can't really say. But I do see a guys alliance forming. I see more of a possibly a brigade type of alliance where some of the guys are in showmances, other guys are just bros with some of the guys that didn't make the 4-person alliance or so. And I see they're gonna run a lot of the girls out of the house, or the people who aren't really doing anything, the oddballs. So and I see that's really where I see it going, and it depends on what happens. They could start like that and be a moving company where one of the guys is just like, screw this, I'm going with my showmance. Or they can run it all the way through like the brigade. But I definitely see a big guys alliance forming. The girls have no chance. They're not gonna make a girls alliance. I don't think that's ever gonna happen in Big Brother, just because of the type of girls that they cast. Usually there's several catty ones in the cast, and they want to have a showmance. They would rather be with a guy than be with a girl. Now, in reality, I think that's the best option for girls. I haven't really seen that many girls who make a girls alliance and go far. Most of the girls that win are in showmances. I'd probably say at least half of the girls that won. I mean, there's only like what did I say, like 5 earlier. I know Rachel Jordan. Yeah, Rachel Jordan Lisa was kind of in one. Um, uh, Jillian. So yeah, like that most of the girls that win were in showmen's, so it's not a bad. That's why I don't think you're ever gonna see a girls alliance. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Definitely not this season. I don't see it. There could be a girl winner if she goes in the showmen's, but they have a lot to prove. Like I said with the Oneta thing before. So yeah, I see it's, but I definitely feel like it's gonna be a great season to watch. So many entertaining house guests. Oh, the hiccups are killing me right now. Well, yeah, so many entertaining house guests. The twist right off the start. I think there's gonna be a lot of arguments, a lot of fighting, which is great. I think there's gonna be a lot of big personalities. It seems like, so hopefully we'll get some great TV. I think they use that as a slogan actually. From I think I might have been watching the Shield show earlier. By the way, if you don't like the Shield, what are you doing? Best Big Brother Canada duo there is, Peter Brown and Alec. Uh, But yeah, I think they did a slogan with that Sabrina saying in the background from last season, "Oh, you want good TV? I'll give you good TV." So hopefully that's what we get this season. I'm really excited for it. I can't wait for Wednesday's episode. It's more about what I'm doing here. Like I said, I don't have a name for the show yet, but I'm either gonna be doing weekly or bi-weekly. Just recaps of the show, my opinion on the house guests, stuff like that. I'm trying to get a co-host so you don't have to just listen to me talk the whole time. You can actually have some dialogue. Um, if I I'll try to post where to watch Big Brother Canada. I know Evil Dick's site is pretty good. That's where I've watched it Monday night. Um, Also, I'll try to do other shows too, like Big Brother debates, like which is better, showmance or bromance, stuff like that. Of course, they won't be as long as my recaps, but they'll be entertaining. I basically just want to interact with the Big Brother fans out there, get your opinions. I'd love for you to comment back whether you agree with me or disagree with me. I don't expect for my opinion to be the end all be all of Big Brother. I know there's going to be people that disagree with me, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. Why do you disagree? If you think Peely is going to be the best Big Brother player ever, which I highly doubt, tell me why. I'd love to hear it. I love that kind of stuff. And also, if you wanted me to talk about any kind of topic, I know I've talked to someone who wants me to talk about some of the older seasons of Big Brother US, which I might do. I'll probably have to rewatch some of the ones I haven't seen, but I mean, I could talk about All Stars all day. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed me. Hope you guys like me. I plan on doing a lot more of these if you do. Hopefully with a co-host, maybe some guest speakers as well. I know a lot of people will watch. People who have been on Big Brother, of course. I do the same thing, but I thought it might be cool from a fan's perspective just to listen to them talk about the game and chime in with all the other fans. So, thank you for watching. It's been awesome. It's been a pleasure giving you all my opinions, and I hope to do it again. So, that's it for tonight. I'll talk to you later.